blah, blah.
Smoke them if you got them.
As far as I know, we're live.
We're live. We are.
So we should quit picking our noses.
Well, whatever it is that you were digging in.
I was digging in something. Might not have been my nose.
I heard something. Everybody's got their stuff muted and all that.
Oh, I did frequency mode. I turned the radio on.
What's up, Starman?
Starman.
Hey, Cooley.
The most tested HT in existence.
I think that might be the case. Everybody's whooped up on those things.
Video to come out soon, depending on maybe tonight, maybe tomorrow.
Philly's here for the brown liquor.
Regardless of what you say about that radio, Chuck, prepare for an onslaught of comments that don't make any sense. I'm just telling you now. What's up, James?
Mine actually flatlined after I used it a few times. It's like it got better as I used the damn thing for some reason.
I've seen that before. It's kind of funny, but after it warms up, not that radio. I hadn't done it with that radio, but I've seen it in another radio that I put it on cold, like a cold barrel, and then as it warmed up, it changed.
Huh.
What's up, Kaboom?
I thought maybe it had something to do with the charge of the battery, because the battery is supposedly 7.4 volts, but when you charge it, it's 8.4 or 5 or something like that.
Yeah, the nominal is 7.4.
Yeah.
Then,
so I was wondering if it's overpowering the filtering or something.
What's up, Mike?
There's just too much power in the Fang.
Hey, Mike.
Power in the Fang.
I think Mike had one too. I got to watch his because he got Mike got GMRS once by mistake or something. I have to tell you, Mike, they all do GMRS.
Turd Pod sent me a radio that was supposed to be the ham radio, and it had an instruction manual for a completely different model of radio, not just the GMRS version. And the box that it came in was for the GMRS variant. Here's what I don't get, right? So like when the company comes out and they give you an FCC ID that doesn't exist and the radio's got all kinds of problems with it, and then 3 or 4 revisions later, they make one that's decent. Everybody's like, well, they've gotten their act together. You're really going to give them
right,
bro? If they didn't know that their first radios are bad, why are you supporting them now?
So, just a question: did your minis? Did they have an FCC stick? Mine doesn't even have an FCC sticker on it. They
don't need them.
So they're not even faking it this time. They're just like,
I don't know.
Mine's
legal.
Mine's out in the shop, I think. Yeah,
mine. Jesus Christ! I have to put my glasses on.
Well, you are old, geezer butt.
Mine may or may not passed.
Yeah, mine's out in the shop.
Mine does have an FCC ID on it.
Does it?
I think mine did too, because I remember looking.
Well, if you got it from Radio Oddity, it probably does. If you got it off of like Alibaba or something like that, it probably does not.
They probably don't.
And speaking of the stuff that's being shipped over from the motherland, I actually got an invoice from UPS for stuff that I had already paid for in terms of tariffs, but it was a breakdown of the tariff pricing and what the different rates were. And some things had 0% tariffs, some things had 20%, and some things had 25% tariffs on them. So tempted to do a little bit of a video on that, but the problem is that like you really can't predict what the tariffs are going to be for something until after you order it.
I had to order a part for a printer because I broke it, and it's like a $20 part, and I'm afraid to find out it might be
$80 tariff,
$30 tariff on a $20 piece of plastic.
Well, what happened with me is the company wanted to send me some equipment, some antennas, and some radio stuff, and they said, hey, it's like $1,200, $1,400, $1,500 worth of stuff. I can't decipher everything they sent. All the documentation is in Chinese, so I can't really figure it out. But it's probably close to $1,500 worth of stuff. And the guy said, "Hey, look, the problem is that you're going to have to pay tariff on it." I said, "Okay, that's fine, whatever." And I'm expecting to pay like $500 in tariffs on this stuff, and the tariffs was only like $50 some. So it's like pretty surprised by that. But and it's not like
you're saying it kind of changes around a little bit.
What's that?
It's not it's a moving target.
Yes,
it's kind of what you're getting at. Like I haven't gotten anything that I've had to pay tariffs on yet, but
I did.
So I've had to pay.
And the company said they would pay for it, but my invoice that I tried to give them from the pay for it wasn't good enough. So she kept trying to give me. I go, you know what? I'm fine with it. It was like a $250 radio, and I paid $20 or something. I don't care.
This other company sent me an HT. An HT retails for around $45, and I had to pay a $25 tariff on that.
Oh wow, that hurts.
That's kind of outrageous there.
That's
James.
painful.
So when I take a look at this stuff that they sent, one of them was a HF radio that sells for about $700.
Pretty cool.
Now I don't know if it's worth $700 or not. I really haven't messed with it yet. So that was that. And then there was some other stuff. Like they sent me coax, they sent me batteries, they sent me an antenna, and the antenna comes with the nicest tripod system that I've used for an HF antenna.
Really?
Granted, I have never used the one from Buddy Pole or whatever, like that Mastworks. But
ooh, that one's pretty nice.
Yeah, this isn't that nice, but it's pretty nice, and I think they sell that for like $300. But it also comes with some antenna parts and stuff like that too. So I don't know. I don't know.
Let me get my glasses on here. I'm looking at the other one now. I don't think it has a SSC ID either.
So before we get too far down the road tonight, I did want to talk a little bit about where I've been. I missed, I think, 4 out of the last 5 shows. The first one I missed because I had to do some traveling for work. I went to Dallas, Texas, and I didn't look up any of my buddies or hang out with anybody. But I got to tell you, man, I like going to Dallas when it's cool, not in the summertime when it's hot. Because they have fantastic
like the drinks.
I do. They have fantastic barbecue down there. And they also have really, really good Tex-Mex food. And I love eating that stuff. Like jalapenos and Hatch chilies and all that stuff. I love it. And there. And
did he just die?
He did.
I do like a nice tequila drink every now and then. But
Yeah,
I came back.
Repeat that because you were dead.
You froze.
I was saying that I do like the tequila drinks that they have down in Texas.
Well, we heard Hatch chili, and then you sat there for a couple, 3 seconds.
And so I said that also down in Texas, they love drinking tequila. And so I had a couple of ranch
I like
waters.
tequila too. Tequila's good.
Yeah. It was pretty tasty,
Not a tequila fan.
So I got back and I think I did a show, and then the next Thursday I had to prepare for a surgery, and I think I talked a little
guys,
bit.
Let me say something real quick.
Oh Lord,
get ready for 80 meters is starting right now. Go
80
ahead.
meters is starting right now. So if you guys remember back in like April, I talked about I had to have a colonoscopy done, and I talked about how difficult it was getting ready for that, and I went in to get it, and I woke up during the procedure. I actually cut that segment out and made it a regular video on the channel. But it turned out when I had the colonoscopy done, they found out I had some problems in there. I didn't know the extent of the problems until we were loading up the cars at Dayton. So I don't know if you boys remember that. I got the phone call from the doctor right before we got in the car and drove to the fairgrounds. And it turns out that they had to remove part of my colon. And, you have to find a surgeon and all that kind of stuff. And so I was going through that process. And they really couldn't tell the extent of the damage that I had from diverticulitis over the years in my colon. But they did know that part of my colon was fused together, and then part of that was fused to my bladder. And so I had to corrective surgery. And first thing I'll tell you is that I can go like hours without peeing now. So like, remember before I was always having to pee and all that stuff.
Hate you
every 5 minutes.
I want to get a fused colon. Damn it!
I'm like a steed, like a Spanish steed.
You probably shovel out as much shit as a Spanish steed too, but yeah, but okay.
I'm like, when I wake up in the morning before the surgery, first thing I'm in the bathroom seconds after I wake up. Now I'm like, maybe I'll casually go have something to drink, before I have
Do you sleep all night without having to get up to pee?
Since the surgery. But before the surgery, I'm up 2 or 3 times.
2 times a night.
And I thought it was because I had a blowed out prostate, right? So like when I got my prostate checked, the lady's like, well, your prostate's normal size, but maybe it wasn't. Maybe it was smaller and it got bigger, and that's why you're having problems. But now I feel like it's like a locker. You know what I'm saying? I can drink a bunch of Coke or whatever, and thank you, Bobby. And I don't have to pee as much, and so I'm pretty happy about that. But before the surgery, like I was reading about it, and they don't call it a dangerous surgery. Like a dangerous surgery is if you're having like a cyst removed from your spine, right? But they considered it a major surgery because there's a lot of risk involved. dude, the thoughts that go through your head, like, am I going to wake up? Am I going to have problems? You know, it's scary. It's scary stuff. And they told me, they said, hey, we don't know how much we're going to need to take out. Like, it might just be a little piece. It might be a big piece. It might be all your colon. We got to get in there and see what's going on. And so there's repercussions there. They went in, said, hey, there's only 8 inches of diseased colon, snipped it right out. Everything else was fine. Stitched me back up. And I'm in the recovery room. And so I didn't have to worry about getting the colostomy. I was in so much pain, like on a day-to-day basis from it, that I didn't even care. I was like, I want to feel better. And they cut it out, and I'm still have some pain and some discomfort and stuff like that about 10 days later, but feeling better and better off of pain meds. Generally, I did take one last night, but before that, I think I went 4 days without any pain meds.
So I got to ask, and I'm being serious. So you were on what, Vicodin or something like that, Percocet?
Originally, it was Dilaudid.
Dilaudid?
They had me on.
Okay.
I'm telling you what, man, this lady at the hospital, because I was in all this pain.
You know that did it block you up? That's what I'm asking.
No,
because
it did not.
You were
they didn't allow him to eat any food. He was like on liquid.
Well, that's probably why too. Yeah.
Plus, I was still taking Dulcolax or whatever, which
stool softener. Okay.
Well, I think that is liquefier. I'm not sure that it's softener. I think
all them hatch chilies you had before the surgery.
Yeah. So I mean, she shot me up with this. I'm going to say Dulcolax. She shot me up with the Dilaudid, and I was high as a kite before that needle came out of the IV line. Yeah. And I'm like, lady, whatever you did, I love you, you know, and I felt great, and I was high. But the surgery that I had was called laparoscopic. So they poke a couple holes in you, and they stick these robot arms in there, and a robot does most of the surgery. And in order for them to be able to see what's going on in there, they have to pump you full of air. And I still have some of this air in my abdominal cavity, which is super duper painful. But when I woke up from the surgery, like my stomach's all blowed out, like I'm just huge from all this air inside of me. And you know, I'm like, what the F? And so they're explaining it to me. So later on, you know, I had a catheter in when I woke up, and I could see this big fat porky. I mean, it was bigger around than this piece of coax coming out from underneath the sheet. And so finally I get up the nerve.
Did you feel where it went to?
Oh, I could feel it. I could feel it way inside. So like every time I moved, and like the tip of my bird, man, the thing was burning, and it hurt so bad. And they're like, you need to pee.
That's not from that girl you saw?
Yeah.
That burner when you pee?
Do we have to change the rating on the show tonight? Bump it up a little.
So anyhow, I go to look to see this straw sticking out of my thing, and my boys were swelled out like to the size of like a grapefruit, and I'm like, Jesus Christ! So
I'm gonna lose the kids.
So immediately I'm on the button. You know, and the nurse is like, "Hello, can I help you?" I'm like, "Yeah, I need to see a doctor." And she's like, "Why?" And I'm like, my boys are swelt. They're swelt up huge. I was like, I need somebody in here stat. It's just like, so she's like, let me get the doctor. And then like an hour goes by and there's no doctor. So I'm back on that button. I was like, I give him 1 hour, and I'm pressing the button, and they gotten even bigger. And so now they're like a pomelo or small cantaloupe. I mean, really swelled out big. And so the doctor comes up and he's taking a look at it, and he's like, yeah, he goes, the problem is that this is air from us pumping you full of air, and it's looking for path of least resistance to get out of your body. And that's one of the areas that it goes to. He's like, you should be fine. So the nurse comes in, and she's looking, and then the orderly. And so all these people are coming in to see, because I guess they're just like super swollen. And so in my mind, I'm like, all weekend long, they're going to be like, this dude at the hospital, man, had the most swelled out thing. But it was a whole thing. Like every time the shift changed, they were all coming to look at it, giving it.
Did they have cell phones out? Can we take pictures of this?
Taking pictures.
But I'm like, here's the thing: is that they're, you know, all weekend long they're like, man, this guy at the hospital had this swolled out thing. But it's just over the last couple of days started to get back to normal, and you know, so you go through all this stuff, and it's just like super scary, right? And so I guess the moral of the story is that go to your doctor and get your regularly scheduled checkups. Because if I hadn't gone and gotten that colonoscopy, I would have never known. And now,
how is it? Was that your first colonoscopy?
It was.
And you're well over 50.
I wouldn't say well. I'm 52.
Okay,
but I didn't know how old I was until the hospital visit.
Yeah,
but so I mean, the thing is that get it done. I know there's a lot of stigma. That's right, Mike. There's a lot of stigma around it and stuff, but when you realize that, hey, I might have a real bad problem here, and it might be a big like I got lucky, I guess. Just go to the doctor and get your
it could have developed into cancer.
It could have, or it could have ruptured. It was
or it could have ruptured, which is pretty much as bad as cancer. It just happens a whole lot faster. Yeah, that's. I've had, I don't know, 5 or 6 colonoscopies now.
Would you do it recreationally though, right?
No, I do not. No, I do not. I had my first one was like 40, and then they waited 5 years, but then they found polyps, and then they want to do it like every 3 years or something. Well, they put like a hot piece of toaster wire on it, and that was it. That was all I've ever had.
I had polyps around the damaged area, and I had a couple different types. So they put that all in a jar and sent it to some nerd to look at under microscope or something like that.
Mm-hmm. But that guy probably said, "This some bitch got some big balls on him. Look at that."
I'm telling you, man. Like I panicked, right? Because I'm like, they ain't supposed to swell that size, and it was scary, man. I'm just being honest.
Sure it was. It's funny now. I'm sorry, but you're not in pain now, and your balls are normal size.
But I was on a 3-hour rotation where they would keep coming in and give me like a bag with like those cold compress things they squeeze and they get cold, and they would wrap them up in a towel and then put them on there. And that was very comforting. Being honest, I was like, well, I like that cold on there, but I guess it's just for psychological.
Bill's reasons. Right. Doc, you put the air in there, let the air out, bleed it off for you.
Well, it's like, can't you get like one of them things that they put on a tire, be like, and let some of that out?
Well, couldn't they put like a needle in there and bleed it?
Yeah, they could have done
just like you do
a ballocotomy, like they do a chest tube.
But the thing is that the air moves around. Tube. Right now, I've got a spot of it on my back, and it's super painful.
So are you taking anything for that? Just ibuprofen or something? Or
no, I'm not taking anything for it right now. I did take a Percocet last night because it was really bad, and so I took one of those so I could sleep.
So are you back on solid groceries at this point?
Yeah. So we have company. I don't know if they're watching a show downstairs right now. Right? Like I didn't know all that. But yeah, I had Chinese food for dinner. So every now and then I'll start to eat some more solid food, but the bulk of what I've been eating is like
Jim. The other day he's like, I'm going down to the sandwich shop today. It's not in a very good part of town, but good sandwiches.
Right, so it got me a cold cut.
I got a play-by-play.
Jean Gendron. Jean-Luc.
Is there Jean in here?
Yeah, I am done with the mashed bananas, John. Although I've been eating banana pudding like it's crazy. I love it. I rekindled my love for the banana part.
I love banana pudding.
Oh, really? Oh, yeah, me too. With
wafers. Yeah.
Thank you, Tom.
Tom, appreciate it. Super chat, $5.
Thanks,
awesome.
But yeah, so I thought I was going to be on the show last Thursday, but I was still taking pain medicine. And like I was talking crazy, and like so here's the thing, when I take that stuff, I start going in and out of consciousness and stuff like that. And I had the TV on, and like in my mind I'm on the TV show, and then I wake up, I'm like, oh my gosh, I was, it's just so I don't feel that good, John, to be honest with you. I feel a million times better than I did after the surgery.
I talked to Ape the other day while he was on his drugs. And he does better with Miller Lite, like a couple cases of Miller Lite than he did those drugs.
I was going to ask, have you been self-medicating Miller Lite and narcotics?
No, because they don't want me drinking anything with fizz in it because that puts extra pressure in the pipe, and the pipe's still healing. So they were like, hey, you don't, did no beer. And I was like, all right, well then I can just drink, like a tequila or something.
You can drink Miller Lite. They said no beer. I mean, that counts, right?
Oh, it's official beer in NASCAR. They wouldn't make a non-beer the official beer in NASCAR. Wow. So no beer, no barbecue, which is that's just as bad, right? Like I haven't had a steak. Right. I haven't had a steak, and like I did have a monster steak right before I had to do the clean out for the flush for the surgery. So like my local grocery store had T-bone for $11.99 a pound. So T-bone is just a cut further towards the tail that doesn't have the tenderloin attached to it. That makes it a porterhouse. So I get up there and they've got one's got a massive fillet on it. So it's a porterhouse. It's like 1.5 inches thick, and they're charging $11.99 a pound for it, which is ridiculously cheap. So I bought that thing up and I ate that. But so I haven't had a nice steak in about 2 weeks.
EOD Kaboom. My friend Tim in Guam has become a new member. Thank you, Tim. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
We have some other housekeeping here. W6IWN has dropped a $5 super chat to heal your grapes up.
Thank you, Bobby.
And
then
Doc Brad wants to know if you could
Brad?
send him pictures so he can share them at the hospital with everyone.
Like everybody who saw them were like, oh, and like they have so they don't have nurses, but they have like assistants there. They're called a technician. And this lady came in and she saw me. She's like, "They some big nuts, son." I was like, "Oh, wait, that's why you're here." That's like I need some cure. Can't you?
Doc Brad said he's glad you're back and okay. He thinks you got some secret plastic surgery.
Yeah.
Because he called me and Chuck the silver foxes. I mean, I only see one here that's silver. Salt and pepper. More pepper than salt, too.
It's more salted. I think it's more salt and pepper over there. But
I mean, I've been salty, but I don't think so. I don't know.
But yes, I'm starting to feel better. Every now and then I get the sweats, that kind of stuff. I spent a lot of the last 2 weeks on the couch, watching Weather Channel. But
you are an old man. Jody has been a member for 35 months. Thank you, Jody. Appreciate it.
And then hopefully I'll get some video work done at some point in time. So, but I think that's the gist or the bulk of the story. They send me home like it's like 36 hours after the surgery.
So do you have to go back? I know you're going to have to go for a surgical follow-up. Or do they want does the endo want you back in like 6 months or a year to root around in your colon again and look?
They do. So they weren't, because of the blockage, they weren't able to get all the way up there. And the main reason I was getting that done is to check for colon cancer.
For colorectal cancer, yeah.
Yeah, and they weren't really able to do that. So I still have to go in and have that done. But I talk about it a lot. I have a lot of procedures done just to make sure that everything's okay. And so far, they keep telling me I'm healthy, except for this colon problem.
I think so.
Mike, thank you for the $5 super chat.
And thanks for mentioning it, John. Don, who's probably at the club meeting, sent me a video for Jim Heath, and he's in the hospital, not doing real well. And I like Jim Heath. I feel like he's a YouTuber that I actually learned stuff from watching his videos. Exactly. And a lot of people get upset with him because he talks about things that are true and kind of go against some of the narratives that exist. And he's a great guy. He's a wealth of information. He's contributed incredibly to the hobby and Elmering, and we just wish him the best. Oh, here he is.
Yeah,
Don is here.
Don is here.
That's exactly what you're hearing, Bricker. But where is Don? Yeah, there he is. What's up, Don?
Don's here. Don is always here, even when he's not. Jody and him probably collude. They might report to each other when one of them is not available.
Who? Anyhow, I couldn't do the show last week, and the week before, I think was before the surgery, and I was going through the flush. So that's why I was commenting during that video, but I couldn't come on because, there's a lot of emergency stuff that comes up when you're on the flush.
Exactly.
Bro, I had to take a full bottle of Miralax powder, and I had to mix that with 32 ounces of Gatorade. And you get like this thick, gross, nasty serum. And then you have to drink 8 ounces of that for every hour for 4 hours. And I'm telling you, before you get to the fourth one, you're already in the bathroom.
The stuff that I've done is like it's powder, like Gatorade powder with a flavor packet of your choice, and you dump it in a gallon of water, and you got to drink that.
Well, for the colonoscopy, I got like a big bottle, and you pour that into a gallon, and then you top it off.
Yeah, same
That stuff
kind of
tastes
deal.
Like it tastes like brake fluid or something. I mean, it's like
it doesn't matter. It tastes like shit after you've been drinking a gallon of that stuff for any length of time. Yeah, it's all.
and I'm
it's
telling you right
nasty.
now, man, when you take that stuff and you drink it, all bets are off. So like I felt like I was going to have a little gas, you know, but I was like, I'm expecting wind, but I might get rain. So the thing is like you don't
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like you don't want to play around. Definitely don't. That's a gamble. You don't.
You're just better off when you go in to take a pee just to sit down, right? It's safer.
It's the worst, man. It's like I had to sit when I peed after for the first couple of days, and there's nothing more emasculating than that. I'm like, look, I'm an alpha ham. I'm supposed to stand when I urinize. I can't be sitting down. It's like I'm a grown ass, red blooded American. I was like, I don't want to be sitting. Oh, so the whole time I'm begging them, I'm like, please take the catheter out. Please take the catheter out. Like, please take it out. And and they're like, well, we need to make sure the doctor says it's okay, and then we'll take it. We'll take it out and all that. And I was like, look, if that doctor doesn't give the okay, I'm going to take it out. And the lady's like, look, it's going to be worse if you take it out.
It's not going to be fun either way.
Yeah. So some lady comes in, right, and she's like, hey, how you doing? I was like, I'm fine. She's like, I'm here to check the catheter. And so she's looking at it and sees my swelled up stuff. And then she's like, okay, we're going to take it out. Hold on. And, then whoop, like she pulled that thing like she was starting an old lawnmower and just ripped it out. And the pain, like you could feel it. Like I could feel it. No, but you could feel it deep inside of you just coming out. But she was actually pretty good at it. That wasn't her first time at the rodeo because she was just like pulled the thing right out. But then that's when the burning started. Like that was burning really bad.
Yeah, but you've had that before. You just take some extra penicillin.
I was like, can somebody get me a big gulp full of ice water I can dip this thing in? Because
Doc, thank you for the $5 super chat.
Yes, thank you, sir.
And Philly Ed has been a member for 4 months. That's right. Don't trust a fart when you're prepping.
Son,
you don't you're over a certain age.
You don't want to trust a certain movement. You don't want to sneeze.
That's right.
So, yeah, I should have got on 80 meters, Bill, and prep for the show.
Yeah.
Be like, can you all give me any tips about talking about a? But the catheter was like a big fat tube because they stick a little camera action up in there to take a gander around too.
Yeah, and I don't know. This is a medical channel tonight. I don't know if you've ever noticed, but the size of that catheter far surpasses the natural size of the outlet. I'm just saying.
I was when I saw the size of the tube that was going on under there, I was like, hopefully that's got a step down converter. It's got a bus converter on that. It didn't. And then, then you see the end of your thing with this big tube coming out of there. Like I thought I was going to cry. Like I was like,
that's not something we do in EMS, thank God. But when I was doing my rotations for school, I've seen it done. And I thought, I will open my own vein before I let someone stick a giant tube up my wiener. That just no. You let me die right now. I'll pee the bed. I don't care.
Hey, Kelly,
thank you for the $5 super chat. Appreciate it.
Whoever does it
after all this,
they must be skilled in order to be able to get it in there that far.
I guess.
So
should we announce we're going to do supporters next week? And kind of the reason we didn't do it is Ape wanted to be there, and he really wasn't up to it this Wednesday. So,
what do you talk? Oh, the meeting,
the Zoom call,
the Zoom call. The people that know. Kelly's one.
Yeah. Did it come out your nose, 5-0? I mean, that would really be funny. If there's video, we would love to share that.
Well, I wanted to talk about it, just explain where I've been. But the other one is that like I want to be an advocate of. Listen, man. Like when I look at the general demographic that watches my channel, the bulk of the people are over 65, and I'm just assuming they're all taking care of themselves. But really, find a good doctor that you like, and then go get all this stuff checked out. Because like I said, I would have never known that I had such a problem if I didn't.
Right. It is important. Yeah.
And for whatever reason, people just get stigmatized around this kind of stuff. Yeah.
Chris, thank you for the $2.79 Canadian super chat. Appreciate it. Well, Ape is right. And like I said, I had my first colonoscopy when I was 40-ish, maybe just 40. And what I've been told by my doctor was, if you're clean over 40, they want you to have one every 5 years. And if it's clean, you don't have to mess with it for 5 years. And then once you hit 50, they want to do it again, but I think there's a accelerated time frame on it maybe. And like I said, I had polyps the last time, which has been a couple years ago, so I'm coming up to the joyous time of my life again this year. And if you've got polyps, they want to speed that timeline up. But colorectal cancer is an undiagnosed, dangerous disease. And and he's lucky he finally got checked. He should have already had a colonoscopy by now, but that's another story.
Well, the thing is that when I was in the hospital and recovered, the guy I shared a room with was 35 years old. And he said he just started losing weight and he couldn't put anything on as much as he would eat. And then he said that one day he just started throwing up and couldn't keep anything down. And so like his family's like begging him to go to the doctor. So he goes to the doctor and it turned out he had stage 4 colorectal cancer.
Mm-hmm.
And he was doing all right when I was there, given the nature of his diagnosis, but he doesn't have a bright outlook, and it's a sad thing to see, because like we don't do a good job in this country really around preventative stuff, like knowing that this, like, how did it get to stage 4? Like I'm sure he had some signs or something, but nothing to go to the doctor. And even if he did, they'd probably tell him he's got indigestion or something like that. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like we really need to do a better job, I think, around detecting this kind of stuff.
It's like Belden 9913.
It was definitely bigger than RG316. I can tell you that. So this is 400 right here, RG400, and that's about the size it was. I mean, it was close to a number 2 pencil. And when I found out I had to have the catheter, I mean, I was completely deflated. Like I was like, oh my gosh. But
did it hurt worse in or out?
In, because like it's such a thick, rigid tube. Like you could feel it moving around. Like every time, like they're like, oh, you need to get up, you need to do this, you need to walk to the bathroom. And I'm just like, every time I make a move, I can feel it in there. It hurts. It hurts the entry point, and then it would hurt like inside. And now pulling it out, that was an event. But 5 minutes after it was out, like I felt a million times better.
Jody, they do. My doctor does. It's part of your doctor's exam. I go twice a year.
Mine's every year.
Well, yeah. I mean, I'm going.
For that test.
I get the full Monty with the glove and the finger annually, and then I have a 6-month follow-up where he basically just listens to me breathe, and that's about it. But they do what's called a hemocult, and they can do it in the office, or they send you home with a stick, and you wipe some material on it and send it back, and they check it for blood. That's one way to check for that kind of thing.
Well, they asked me to poo in a box.
Yeah, they're doing a fancier test, but yeah.
So I did that, and that was an experience getting it in there and making sure I was lined up. The bombardier hatch was lined up right. And so I get it all boxed up and packaged like a Christmas present, and I take it into the doctor's office. And I go in, and there's this young gal, a cute chick, sitting there at the desk. I'm like, Jesus. So I go over and I set it down. I was like, yeah, this is for the doctor. And she's like, what is it? And I'm like, I know you know. and
He just wants to hear it in front of everybody.
And I was like, it's not your lunch. And then she was like, okay.
I have never done the box, Ron. I get this. They send me home with a little mail-in envelope and a couple of popsicle sticks and a little fold-over card with 2 little windows that I smear the material in. Supposedly from 2 different bowel movements on different days. I'm like, yeah, okay, once, dip it in the sticks, there you go. Root through it yourselves. But yeah, that's a hemocult.
I'm not sure what it is.
They're looking for blood, which is an indicator of problems. But yeah, and then you put it in the mail. I just don't lick the envelope. I tape it. I'm just saying.
I had to take it to the doctor's office and drop it off.
They mail mine out, and I mail it back.
And I think the worst thing about, in my opinion, the worst thing about a colonoscopy is not the procedure, and it's not all the bathroom time.
It's the drink.
It's a damn drink. And the procedure's like you go in there, they give you some Valium, they give you something, meclizine to keep you from puking, maybe a little Versed. Then the anesthesiologist and the doctor come in and they say, count backwards from 100, 99, done. And then you wake up, hey, Mr. Perry, you're all done. Well, was I violated? I don't remember being violated.
Well, I told you guys when I had the colonoscopy, I woke up. And was,
yeah.
But this time, man, the guy knew his stuff because I was just sitting there. I remember looking at this green light on the wall, and he goes, all right, we're going to give you the medicine. And next thing you know, I wake up to some white trash lady in the recovery room. And she's like, y'all waking up? You woke up. How you doing? Like, Jesus, lady, leave me the F alone, will you? And but yeah, the drinking the poison is the worst part.
I thought Kathy was yelling at me. I go, do you need something? She goes, no, I was just laughing. She's watching.
Well, I do have some notes. I didn't put a slide.
This has been solid gold, man. Or, well, in your case, liquid brown, but you know.
Yeah. Man, I got to tell you, like I said, I still don't feel right. I'm starting to get a little better every day. They said recovery is about 6 weeks. They said don't pick up anything that weighs more than like 8 pounds. Don't bend over and pick up anything. Try to stay calm, no fast movements or any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Stick to the soft food diet, which totally sucks.
No Frisbee golf, lots of overcooked green beans.
Yeah. Well, I don't know about green beans because they got fiber in them, right? So they're you don't want anything with fiber in it.
Instant mashed potatoes.
I'm so sick of mashed potatoes, bro.
No.
And egg noodles, mashed potatoes and egg noodles. I'm like, I want some linguine al dente with the gravy, and I'm like, I don't get any of that.
Oh my God.
I know. Usually during the week we see like 5 or 6 different barbecues from Abe. He got his new smoker, and it's like there for a while. It was like every day something else,
But so like the lady's like,
good.
She's like, well, you can have like boiled chicken. I'm like, boiled chicken? I was like, let me explain something to you. I am an American male. I was like, we don't eat boiled chicken. We eat fried chicken, barbecue chicken, spicy chicken. They ain't no boiled chicken. But Jody is Abe still a flat earther? You damn right. Well, the thing is that like I'm worried that I was like, what if this anesthesia stuff that they give you
fixes your brain?
Well, I said, what if it changes your personality? You know what I mean? Like, what if I wake up and I'm not interested in amateur radio? It's hard to believe somebody not being interested in it. But I'm like, what if that kind of stuff changes? Or like, what if I can't see? Like, what if my eyesight's worse? But it seems to be.
I got to go for surgery. Well, the doctor wants me to. I'm putting it off.
For what?
But nothing like you had. Not even in the neighborhood. I got hammer toe, and my doctor said we need to get surgery on that, or it's going to keep getting calloused. And I'm like, I'll keep cutting it off. It's fine.
I'll fix that hammer toe at Dayton. I got some ice grips and a ball peen hammer. We'll straighten that thing right out. I don't want
to. The thing is, it's like the surgery is probably nothing, right? It's probably not even general anesthesia. I don't know. I didn't ask him that, but it's like I don't know how much it's going to be like $500, $800, $1,000 copay BS surgical center charge and something. I'm like, for a problem that is not a problem for me. I don't care that my toes curled a little bit. It's all right.
There's extra bone in there. We'll take that thing out with my vice grips.
I think that's what they're going to do. Listen, if we can come to a financial arrangement for less than $1,000, I think we might work something out. I'm just saying.
That's a new HF radio. When I look in here, somebody was saying, will they be able to play the piano? Exactly. Like you ever see like on like those TV shows like Dateline where there's like the guy that something happens to him and then he wakes up and can only speak Spanish, you know what I mean, or Latin or something like that.
Randall trolls him apparently.
Yeah.
Howdy, mates. What's up?
Well, the one thing
that was a fun time.
They put this big sign on me that said fall risk, and I'm a big dude, right? So like I'm bigger than all the people who are supposed to stop me from falling. So I would do it constantly. So like whenever I would get up to stand up and they're standing there, I'd be like, well, like I was going to fall. And then you just see panic in their eyes. It does give you an achievement unlocked on that. Thank you, Brad. And then Don, thank you.
Don, thank you for the super chat.
Yeah, I remember mine. I went in and so I'm in there, and the doctor's in there, and there's just this gal in there, right? Really good looking gal, and she's the rep for the whatever I took to flush me out, and they're like, "Well, do you mind if she can watch?" I'm like, "Whatever, I don't care. I'm going to be out. I won't know the difference. Just don't even tell me." So it's like, but everything went good on mine. No polyps, no nothing. So.
Well, it's kind of like a hall pass if the chick gets to see you naked, right? I mean, it's like you don't. I'd imagine at your age, that's not something you get.
What she saw was the camera.
So you're saying she didn't see nothing, Chuck, even though you was naked?
Right.
Well, as far as I know,
I mean,
yes.
Kathy is in the chat, so you don't have to tell us.
She is. She's heard the story.
What's up, Mrs. Thompson? How are you?
So, all right, I do have a little bit of a list. We can talk a little bit amateur radio.
Oh, we're going to talk about radio now?
Yeah. So I put
the viewers.
I put together some quick topics that we can talk about that really cover things that are important when you do HF type stuff. And normally we always start these conversations off talking about antennas. And so I guess I was just going to open a conversation. A lot of people are constantly, talking in my comments and my videos around when I do antenna stuff, saying things like, "Hey, I only use resonant antennas, and that's how I know that I'm a boss ham or an alpha ham or any of that kind of stuff." But we kind of have a little bit of a history of using non-resonant antennas too, right? Like the Poseidon, for example,
and the Kronos, and the Aries, all three of those.
Yeah, I'm with Doc Brad. You get a 750A versus the hammer toe.
Yeah, that's right, Doc. I got my priorities straight. I don't care about the damn toe.
But can't you like zip tie that to like a popsicle stick or something? And
actually, I got my doctor told me about a thing that goes over my toe. It's a little silicone pad that's under my toe to make it stay straight. It costs like $10 on Amazon for a 3-pack.
Well,
reusable, rewashable.
Well, like when you go on Temu, they have like all this, like, oh, if you got a hammer toe, chicken foot, or if you got what is it? Not the gout, but what is the other one? Bunions. Where you got the bunions on there, the bunion cure, and all that kind of stuff. I'm sure they got a cure on Temu for that.
Oh, Apes had the gout too.
Well, when I first had the gout,
we've had a lot of health stories out of Ape. I'm just saying.
I thought it was going to be
422 on Temu. I looked it up. It's 422.
I think it's called the toe crest, is what it is.
When Temu came out, they were contacting me constantly, and they're like, "Hey, we'll give you $100 and any product of your choice if you want to do a video review of it." And I'm like, "Nah, that's okay," because it's right out of the gate. It seemed greasy, and I was surprised at the number of YouTubers who were like, "Hey, on Temu, you can get all kinds of ham radio stuff," and it's like, "What are you guys doing?" But I don't know. You guys are uptight about resonant antennas or not?
No.
I use both. I mean, my home antenna for the low bands is a doublet, which you have to tune. It works great.
Well, what I want to think about doing, Ziggy's been doing it, is he just takes a piece of wire, like the longest piece of wire he can find, doesn't measure it or anything, and then he hooks it up to the long wire output on his manual tuner, and he says he's having a great time with it.
Well, in the handbook for the KX2s, and I've seen the guy do this when I went on Josh's first camp out. Just a piece of wire, you hang it in the tree, and then run a ground radio down, and that's your antenna. And you just tune it, and it worked great. He was, other than my doublet, he was way better than anybody else's antenna there. Of course, Josh had that blow up antenna. It was a novelty. It didn't work at all, but
Well,
when they first came out, Josh is always, he's cutting edge, man. If it's something new, he's got it.
Yeah. Anyhow, so what I'm saying is that, like, I think you need to be more concerned about radiation pattern, takeoff angle, that kind of stuff. You know what I'm saying? And then maybe take a look at your matching, and then and then worry about if it's resonant or not. Let's see what else I have on there. No, and it's probably not a bad idea to get like some of the antenna basic books and just reading around about, verticals, dipoles, loop antennas, and that stuff. Just learn about how they work, so that way you have a little bit of understanding when you're mounting them as to what's a good practice or not. Chuck, you want to handle it? I mean, I can because a
5-to-1 is pretty much like a dummy load. It'll tune up on everywhere, anywhere.
That's the thing.
The guy that invented it quit using it because he says it wasn't very good. So
the contemporary hams, I mean, they pretty much check SWR and that's it, right? Like that's the extent of antenna.
And any antenna will work to a point, right?
Well, we see people, and I say it all the time, we see people tuning up trash cans and lawn chairs and street signs.
Right.
Like, that's what I'm not shaming anybody, but you always see people like, will it tune? And they got like a scuba tank or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, any conductive material will conduct electricity, right? And then you may be able to make a contact on it or not. But that doesn't mean all the antenna companies are going to go out building a snorkeler. You know what I mean?
You know what a landscaping rake is, right?
Yeah, I remember you did that video.
And I did a V of those. I had one, I made another one. I got a guy in Alaska and he could not believe my signal. But it was kind of like one of those. It's kind of like one of those chameleon things that they do. Except I didn't have any kind of a match on it, just the tuner. I forget what I tuned it with.
Practical antenna for an apartment on the second floor is a magnetic loop. It's probably the best thing that you could do there
for HF. Yeah.
And anything else, you're going to be looking at some serious compromises.
Now, if you're talking 2 meters for 40, old
flower pot, whatever. Yeah.
Smart Ben and his Faraday antennas, because you could easily hang one of those over the side of a balcony for 2 meters or 440.
I just do a Dr. what's
Ed
the
Foam.
name?
Eddie Foam.
I'm not sold on the Faraday stuff.
Okay.
I'm not either.
It works.
I think
fine.
It's a fad.
Okay. Does it antenna? Yes, it antennas. I can hit the repeater in town.
But the thing is
I hit it from my house with my antenna, but
you probably hit it from 10 miles further out with good conductive material.
I don't live 10 miles further out, so it works.
But
if I move 10 miles further out, it'll be a concern at that point.
Here's
the
thing:
an antenna. It's still wire in the air.
Well, it's not really wire.
If it antennas, okay, it's Faraday cloth, whatever. It's still metal conductive, and it sends electricity down the wire, just like the trash can does.
So why aren't these more widely used?
I don't have any idea. I think it works fine. I'm not selling them. I don't get a cut.
Well, yeah. And so I think that where it really turns into works fine versus works optimally, right?
Like I think I'm going to say this now before we go too far down this rabbit hole.
Okay.
Because you got more bullet points we want to talk about, and I'm already bored with antennas. But my point is, if it antennas and you're having fun using it, then move on, or spend all your time being optimal and worrying about every little detail.
It's not worrying about every little detail. What does the Faraday cost?
I don't know. Ben sent it to me, unsolicited, sent it to me, and I thanked him. And he said, "I don't expect the video. I just think it's cool and want you to have fun."
I do think it's cool, and I applaud the creativity. But I'd have a hard time picking that up versus the headphone J-pole is my point.
Okay.
On it, right?
And
I don't recall.
Thing.
Yeah.
As far as easy to put up.
Every antenna is a compromise to some point. But again, the point I'm making is I can spend all my time worrying about if I have a super optimal, high performance, optimized antenna. And I barely use 2 meters. Honestly, I barely use 2 meters. I could care less about it 99% of the time. But it does work. I can hit the repeaters around the county. So good enough for me. But you can spend all your time chasing.
But buying a headphone
the needle
is not spending any more time than it takes to order a Faraday and put it up, right?
No.
So that point about spending all your time panicking and worrying and setting and testing.
No, that's not what I said. I said you could spend all your time chasing the needle, is what I'm saying. And whether you like the Faraday idea or you don't, or you like an Ed Fong J-pole, or you like a KB9 VBR copper pipe J-pole.
John's right. The thing is,
whatever. My point is, it doesn't matter what antenna you're using. If it works for you, then it's good. Period. That's it.
I don't have a problem with the Faradays. To me, it's a little bit of a gimmick, and it's for the guy who wants to continue playing with the Green Army men when he's grown. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't believe it's the best antenna, and I certainly don't believe that for the price. I think they're a little bit more expensive than the headphone J poles. But I don't know. Maybe they're the greatest thing in the world. It looks like we have a little bit of drama going on in the chat between Jean-Luc and Frank. Frank's saying
that. I watched a video with the 2-meter thing, and what he was hitting with a Faraday 2-meter, I can hit with a Bofang, with a rubber duck.
With the Bofang rubber ducky.
Yes, I mean it wasn't like it was that impressive. Nothing against it. It was cool. It is a cool thing, but.
So with the other thing I had on here was really around propagation and band conditions, and a lot of people are like, "Well, I don't even worry about that. I just tune to the CW Beacon or tune FT8 or something like that, and hear if what's up, Bob? If I'm hearing noise and I know the bands are open." But I got to tell you, I was talking to somebody on chat the other day. Yesterday, I think it was, and they were saying how they couldn't, bands were dead. And I'm like, bro, there's a level 5 flare going on right now. You know what I mean? And it's like, I don't know, maybe I'm a nerd and I like to look at propagation reports and space weather and all that kind of stuff. But a little bit of awareness there can save you a lot of grief. Not so much if you're using like a QTH station at your house or something like that that's always connected. But I sure would hate to be the guy that packed up all my stuff to go out to do a POTA setup, found out the bands were dead when I could have just checked the band conditions that were.
The muff.
Right.
The muff.
At a minimum, right? I mean.
It takes 3 seconds.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, all the solar stuff is great, and I'm sure some people can read that. I look at it and go, I don't really know if this is good or bad. There's a lot of numbers and pictures of the sun. What does the muff say? Okay, done.
Yeah, well, and it's over time too. It's like nobody looks at that stuff at first and is an expert. It takes years to learn how to appropriately use all that data, right?
Because there's like, how many indexes are there? I don't even know. There's like 5 or 6 different indexes of.
Well, there's indication. The two big ones, like one's an average of the other, and you look at that with sunspot number, and then you come up with the different gradients as to if you can have good propagation or not. Combine that with the muff, and you're gonna save some time or not. I mean, maybe you like going up and setting out your whole equipment and station and all that, not making any contacts. I don't know.
Well, this is why I don't POTA. It's too much work.
It's too much work.
I'm with you there.
You do 2 POTA every year.
Annually. Annual
POTA a year,
POTA.
maybe 2 days sometimes.
But he does that out of peer pressure. He doesn't do that by choice, right? I mean,
there's nothing else to do in the cabin because hanging out with a bunch of hams, it's like, first of all, most of you people are power drinkers. I'm not a drinker, so okay, check on that. I don't care about going to the pub. Might as well POTA. Okay.
Yeah, I'd rather just stand around drinking in the backyard with a grill than go to the pub. My going to the bar days are pretty much over. I mean, I like it somewhat, but I'm really more hanging out.
Don, I think that was it who said that? Randall said that. You should get more points making POTA contacts when the muff says you can't. That's exactly right.
I wonder if there's a checkbox for that.
Like a difficulty factor in a dive or something, right? This is a 3.7 difficulty.
The worst thing is go out QRP that day. That's even worse.
My life is too short for that. Just too short for that.
QRP. It's mostly the people, though, that are a problem with that stuff.
Sure.
Well, it depends. Sure. Have fun with it.
Sure.
Oh, that's LC. Why are all the names still different? Yeah, I recognize his polar bear.
I think he has a couple counts.
But no. Do you remember like 2 or 3 years ago when YouTube's like, hurry up and get your vanity name because you're not gonna be able to after whatever date. So everybody put in their vanity names, and then what happened was that about a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago, something broke on YouTube's side. Now it's showing everybody's original name, not their vanity names. but it only shows it in the comments. No, they just told me not to drink anything like that for a couple of weeks. So no Miller Lite restrictions imposed. So at some point in time, the floodgates will be open back up, but just not yet.
He's stocking up right now. Every time he goes to the store,
I'm sure the guy at the liquor store is
panicking.
He's probably surprised he hasn't come by your house. How you doing? What's wrong? I'm here visiting the shut-ins.
Has anybody seen Ape around the neighborhood? I got a kid I got to put through college.
He hasn't been into the liquor store in a couple of weeks.
Well, the thing is, I couldn't carry a 30-pack right now anyway. You know what I mean? Like I couldn't pick anything that heavy.
You'd have to get your wife to do it for you.
Right. Send the kids or my neighbor. Frank, always on top of things, always vigilant, sent me a video that I'm not going to watch about the YouTube names being mixed up. But thank you anyway for your diligence, Frank.
He's on top of it, man.
All right. So the next thing I had was really around transceiver operation and filtering, like using IF or gain control, EGC behavior, DSP filters, and notch functions. And what I wanted to say there is that take some time to learn how the filtering on your radio actually works. One of the things I notice is a lot of times, and I'm guilty of this, is like doing a video, nobody shows how to tune a channel in using filtering. Like you never see that. If you're lucky, you might get somebody doing a demonstration of a notch filter or something along those lines.
Well, the one guy used to all the time on the Yaesu stuff.
Yeah.
What was it?
H&H.
Do a lot. Yeah.
NHN, something like that. Hold on, I got it.
N4 H&H.
Yeah, N4 H&H.
That's pretty close, yeah.
Yeah, he did a great job. I didn't always agree with everything he would say or do, and sometimes he would say it sounded better when I didn't necessarily agree with that, but things sound differently in your headphone than they do on YouTube.
Yeah, sometimes when you're listening to it over the YouTube, it doesn't sound. I mean, I've watched stuff that I've 100%. Videoed, and when you listen to it on the video, it's not the same. There was a guy who did a really good video on the 857 on showing Ape's little thing where you turn the gain down. And I guess there is a setting in the Yaesus, because when you turn the Yaesu down, the meter goes up, right?
Yeah.
I guess there's a setting in there you can change that.
It's reverse.
Which I always thought was kind of weird. Yeah. But it does work. If you get a good decent signal and you turn all that stuff down, it gets rid of a lot of the noise. I do that every once in a while.
Well, you get videos of people testing a radio, right? And they just plug it in and they're like, sound real good. That sound real good. But with their there's no comparison for one. But the other one is that I never see anybody masterfully manipulate filtering at any level from an educational standpoint.
I never understood the CW guys because I didn't do CW, but how they like the filtering, Yeah. Except one day I'm listening to it, so I'm playing with the filters on my radio. I was like, oh, now I understand why they do that. It makes a huge difference.
Kelly's asking me if I set up my 101 MP. I have, but not to the extent. I have not done nearly what I wanted to. So I'm hoping over the next couple of days, as I start to feel a little better, I'll be able to play around with it a little bit more. And then I gotta talk to Don about the AV cable and get it connected to the computer, because I want to be able to do the screen on the computer.
Yeah, I looked into that. It's kind of scary, right?
Well, the thing is, a lot of people blow up a couple $1,000 rig, and I definitely don't want to be that guy.
But I found a thing on it. I don't know. I bought that screen when we were in.
We hear you, Don.
Wherever we were that time. I think me and Jim. I tried to talk the gal down. She's like, it's already cheap enough. So I paid her what she wanted. I bought a little screen to hook to my
portable. He bought a portable monitor at Gigaports.
Yeah, it's still up here.
Chuck, you were turning on the Rico Suave though. You were hitting on her, Chuck.
I was not.
Oh, I don't know, man. You don't talk to me and Ape that way.
She was older than your grandma.
Well, that's the way you like them, Chuck. I noticed that a lot of women.
Don, thank you for the $10 super chat.
Thanks,
like
Don.
when we're at the Ham Fest, I know that's why Kathy comes all the time now, because I noticed that a lot of the women
keep an eye on that old man.
A dog going to Rome. But what I noticed is that a lot of times he starts talking and all these women start talking. Oh, Chuck, you know, and I'm like, well,
except for that one, the
solar panel gal.
The solar panel gal. Her and I didn't get along.
She told you to stay in your lane, if I remember.
She did. She said, "Pop, move on. The scooter aisle is down over there."
That was Kathy said, "Move on," because she was done listening.
She probably called you Pop too.
She said, "Sit down in that rascal before you break your hip, son."
Sometimes I wish I had a rascal. To tell you, man.
Kathy says it's the beard because it covers up most of his face. Yeah, my old lady wanted Chuck's number, and I'm like, I'm not giving you Chuck's number.
She called me the other day.
She's like, well, how am I going to let him know that you made it out of the surgery? And I'm like, I'll let him know. I was like, I'm going to be fine.
Jody, thank you for the $5 Canadian super sticker. Appreciate it, buddy.
Thank you, sir. Do we have to pay a tariff on that?
I hope not.
I hope
that'll make it worth about $1.
Probably more than $5.
Yeah, we're going to end up owing money.
Yeah, we owe money.
I got impedance matching and tuners. That's like one of my favorite things to talk about. I don't hear about tuners creating conjugate matches, differences between LT and pi networks, and the impact of coaxial loss and reflected power. I mean, you got I see LC being smart mouth over there. You guys are tuner guys, right? You're not in the camp of the tuners cost you efficiency and I'll never use them.
No, I'm not.
No.
But like you'll see a guy complaining about tuner efficiency, then he's using RG58 cable.
Mm-hmm.
Or 75 ohm cable.
We'll be careful. Ziggy gonna come after. He's probably.
I'm going to say 75 ohm cable.
Ziggy
does it on purpose. He does it just to be Ziggy.
Well, he told me that the first time he started using the 75. I don't know if I'm giving away trade secrets here, but because I said, son, what in the world made you decide that you wanted to mess with that stuff? And he said somebody gave him a 500-foot roll of it.
Yeah,
that's good enough.
I remember him telling me that.
Yeah.
See you, kaboom.
Nate. No, who was it? I missed it.
We have a new general tonight. Josh Earhart has upgraded to general. Awesome. Josh, thank you very much.
Congrats, Josh.
Well, it doesn't matter who he is. He upgraded his license.
Well, good luck.
Yeah, good luck, son. Now the pain and the confusion.
I think that's the guy that Frank took to HRO one day. It was schooling him. And disagreeing with Jim. And don't ever disagree with Jim and not the one down here.
Can you imagine that car ride with Frank to the HRO? How painful that must have been. And then the guy still willingly went in, shot the video, and then upgraded his license.
Yep.
Having listened to him the whole ride out there. Jesus. He's saying that was not him.
Oh, it wasn't him?
I don't know. Guy. And then we're down to 0 minutes. And then I just had station optimization and grounding, clean out audio and stable operation depend on common mode chokes, right? You got to use your common mode chokes. Station grounding, lightning protection, and then managing or mitigating RF feedback.
HRO escort.
I don't know what Frank's like. I mean, I would worry about the ether rag or something. You know what I mean? Like, Frank, you got that valve, bro.
Actually, the guy at HRO, the kid, he's like, I think he's the main man now. I need to go talk to him about getting some products, but I shouldn't let that out. But
Doc, thank you for $1.99.
The guy is super sharp. Jim up there, he's a young guy.
I told you I went to the HRO.
I might get a job. I might get a job at HRO because you get the deals. You get first shot at all the used stuff, right? And you get like 20% off, something like that.
But when I went to the HRO in Dallas, I mean, they were nice enough. I'm not making fun of them, but they were a little bit difficult when I wanted to buy some stuff, and they were like, "Well, we need your name and your call sign." And I was like, "Can't we work something out?
Yeah,
can't we work something out?" This guy here, PRK Radio, he's got a new YouTube channel.
Jimmy, yeah.
So, Jimmy, I don't know how to get a hold of you, bro, but you can email me if you want. We'd love to have you on and talk about what you're doing and what your goals are for the channel. If you want, if I'm offering, I'm trying to be a nice guy here. Doesn't happen often.
Doesn't do that very often. Okay.
No, but we'd love to have you on.
Look who's here.
I want to protest right
Chris is
now
here.
if Jimmy comes on the channel.
Okay.
Because
Sorry, Jimmy.
I was watching Jimmy's video today, and he was talking about antenna analyzers, and then he whipped out the Nano VNA, and I'm like, oh,
Damn,
my
Jimmy.
God.
man,
You can't be on the show
Jimmy,
then. Forget it.
really?
Hot damn. Now you got a double invite.
Chris.
But he also
Chris
had a
is here,
rig
man.
expert. He also had a rig expert.
That he probably bought because somebody told him he needed one.
I still like my rig expert. I've used the Nano VNA.
Hey, look,
Yeah.
they're good for beginners. I mean, I've always said it.
Right.
Okay. All right. Are we
Whatever.
about wrapped?
Are we? Was there anything else that I thought I saw something in here.
Well,
I guess I.
Jim, you did hear that having to go to the bathroom all the time is fixed. So
Yeah, I
it's
do
good
not
to go,
have to
man.
pee. I can tell you that right now.
Right. Maybe I want to get an optional colon surgery. I'm just thinking.
Well, I mean, that's one positive benefit is the peeing thing. I can tell you that.
There's
Jimmy's
my
got-
O2, there's my
support your
O200P, and then there's my damn it, I only get another hour of sleep P, but I'm gonna have to stay awake now at this point because it's pointless to go back to bed.
Well, let's just say, like, if I was sleeping and something happened, like there was a noise or something, and it woke me up, I'd have to get up and pee. But, oh damn, I gotta pee. Now I can wake up and be like, I'm going back to bed.
I'm good.
I don't have to get up and have a pee. So I am happy about that.
Trying to.
Dell, it is an 80 meter, right? You. Well, we covered all of my quick topics and bullet points there.
Good deal. Got a little tuna tonight, I think, for dinner. Some ahi.
You got what?
Some ahi. Kathy got
What?
it today. Ahi.
Oh, nice.
Tuna for dinner.
Thanks, Jody. Now we had, like I said, we had Chinese, which means I'll have Chinese for the next 3 days.
That's what I like about Chinese food. You usually have it for a couple of days.
It's always better after it sits there and percolates. You know what I mean? For a day or two.
Oh,
Yes.
especially the sweet and sour pork. It just kind of like gets it better and better all the time.
So
You
we
don't like
usually get. I love it. I just wish
me
I
too.
wish my Chinese restaurant would put a little less breading on it and
Oh,
a
really?
little more meat because the breading is probably twice the thickness of.
That's how they get you
Oh,
with the
wow.
bread. So here's the thing that gets me mad.
Or cut
So
it
when
up
you-
at least a little bit too, because it's some big ass pieces.
When you look at so like my wife says, we want to get some chicken, right? So I said, I opened the Chinese menu to the chicken page. And they got orange chicken, lemon chicken, grapefruit chicken, butter chicken. You know, they got all these different chickens, but I was like, I don't know about any of that chicken. And then I looked down and I'm like, oh, here, look, they got General So chicken, but that's under the chef's selections. And it's $3 more.
Our restaurant is the same way. They got the same thing.
They're running a scam because like all the shit chicken is $15.99, but then when you get a chef selection, now it's $18.99.
That's where
Mhm.
they.
And I'm like,
That's where they take the wings off the bird.
I'm like, how much more difficult is it to make a General Tso's chicken or a Kung Pao chicken
There he goes again.
Chuck,
to get a beef dish?
He's gone.
So it's like, oh, you can get the pepper beef, the lemon beef. But if you want like Mongolian beef, and I don't even know what that is, but it sounds better, it's $3 more.
Is it?
I think
Mhm.
Mongolian is like, isn't that Mongolian barbecue?
I don't know, son.
I don't know. We usually get
We get-
Szechuan beef and house special fried rice, and just get the large on both of them and split it up and eat it for 2 days at least.
Yeah, I get
Yeah.
the house special fried rice.
I love house special fried rice.
And I get the house special lo mein. I like that too.
Pepper steak, beef and broccoli, those are also good ones. General
like that.
Tso's.
I like a steamed meat dumpling. I like that.
A steamed dumpling. What
yeah,
did
and
you
I'll
say?
get like a Szechuan. I'm sorry, Hunan shrimps.
Hunan. Oh yeah, I like the shrimps. Kathy
Yeah.
gets
But that's
the
a chef's
shrimps
special
with the glazed walnuts. You have that one?
Yeah, James is talking about crab rangoon. I saw on YouTube Shorts this guy making crab rangoon egg rolls, and they look fantastic.
I'd hit that like the angry hand of God. I love crab rangoon. That's great stuff.
Well, when you watch them make it, though, they make it with that fake crab meat. You know what I mean?
There's a Chinese buffet here in town, and they have, what do they call it? Pepper chicken. And it's like
pepper or paper?
No, pepper. It's fried. It's basically fried chicken, but it's little pieces in a peppery seasoning, and they're kind of crunchy, a little crispy, whatever. That stuff is good. But that Chinese restaurant got like a 75 on the last health department score.
Uh-oh.
So we ain't going nowhere near it for a while.
So Jim, you're in the fire department. Do you guys ever do inspections?
No, yeah, we did.
The worst
we played
thing
with
you
it
do
for a
is
while.
inspections of restaurants.
There's no restaurants out here. Yeah, we did courtesy fire safety month inspections a couple 3 years in a row. Optional. We call the businesses or the churches, and if you want us to, we'll do it. But the problem is that, you know, half the people didn't want to do it. The half that said they would do it didn't really know what they were looking at. We only had 2 people, one of them being me, who had fire inspector even at all training. So we tried, but
it's pretty bad when the cockroaches look like they're tame and trained.
He must have had an emergency poo.
Well, he wasn't moving there for quite a while. I was getting a little worried about him.
Maybe he's having a stroke. Okay.
Maybe he did have to pee. Or you ever had parchment chicken?
No.
Parchment chicken. We used to have this really good place down at Point Richmond. It was called Point Orient, and parchment chicken is wrapped up in foil.
Yeah.
It is so good, dude.
I've never had
you don't
it.
get
I
much
know what
of
you're
it.
talking
There's not
about
much
now.
there. There's not much there, but and when you ordered it, there was like one for each person on the table usually. You know, maybe 2 if you're lucky.
Hank, we were
Really
talking. Fortunately we have no restaurants out here. Well, at the time we didn't have any in our jurisdiction, but we were just doing fire safety inspection kind of things. We weren't really looking at health thing. But Chuck has got a point. If you see behind the curtain where the sausage is made, kind of puts you off sausage for a while.
Yeah, I quit going to one of the restaurants here. It was the only one that I saw that was that bad. We used to have to do, like you said, the safety stuff, make sure they weren't putting too many. Yeah. The big thing for us was you have an outlet with the extra, all the things, not have too many cords going to it, or extension cords, places like that. But we also had to do like the hood inspections and stuff like that for restaurants.
Right. And
I guess county just took over, and that they have guys that's what they do. My buddy works for the school district. He goes, these guys, I mean, we did it, but we didn't really know it well. We were firefighters. We weren't really inspectors, you know.
Blink twice if you need us to call 911.
He's out again. I guess he's good. He didn't blink.
Okay. Well, yeah, that was the same thing with us, Chuck. We weren't. All we were looking
maybe
at
my internet needs to go to the back.
Fire safety kind of standpoint, and like I said, it was a voluntary thing we did during October because it's Fire Safety Month, kind of thing. And
our chiefs would go on these spills where you got to get all these done, and then the next year they didn't even care about it. You know, sometimes.
Well, what we found was the ones that said they would like us to come do a complimentary fire safety inspection. We go do it. We'd follow the guidelines that we had from the state fire marshal's office, kind of thing, and then they wouldn't. They just tell us why they couldn't do it. Okay. Why are we here?
Yeah. Don shot one across the bow there, Abe.
Gas station.
I'm gonna let him slide because he's old.
All right. Well, I'm gonna hit the button.
All right. Good show,
right,
guys.
thanks everybody.
Thanks everybody
really
for coming. Yep.
Button is engaged. Say